Talk about some important question types for the vectors. So I want to write something. First of all, for the vectors, we should know that how can we find the magnitude of the vector. So if I have the vector u, which is u1 comma u2, its magnitude, which means its length, is equal to u1 squared plus u2 squared. For example, if I express the vector u such as 2 comma 3, then its magnitude will be square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared, which will be 4 plus 9, so it will be 13 units. So if I am looking for a vector which has same direction, so I mustn't use the commas here, but anyway, same direction with u, and it is a unit vector. So how can I find it? The rule is this: vector u itself divided by its magnitude. So this is called a vector who has same direction with u and its magnitude is 1 unit. So if I want to write a vector which has the same direction with u and it must be a unit vector, so I should say that vector 2 comma 3 and length of 2 comma 3, which is 2 squared plus 3 squared, so it will vector 2 comma 3 divided by root 13. So this is equal to 2 over root 13 comma 3 over root 13. That's it. Now let me talk about how can I find distance. How can I find a vector by using initial and terminal points? So imagine this is your vector, and this is point A, and this is point B. So if you want to find the vector AB, which is here, okay, this is now vector AB. How can I do this? So vector AB is equal to coordinate of B minus coordinate of A. So if I say that A is, let's say, x1, y1, and the coordinate of B is x2, y2, then my vector AB will be b minus a, so x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1. That's it. Example: if a is, let's say, 2 comma 4 and b is negative 1 comma 6, find the vector ab. So vector ab is equal to b minus a. So negative 1 comma 6 minus 2 comma 4, so it will be negative 1 minus 2, 6 minus 4, so it will be negative 3 and 2. So this is now my vector. Okay, and then there is something which is called dot product. Dot product. What is dot product? When you have vector u, so just for easy notation, let me say a comma b, and vector v, let's say c comma d. Dot product of u and v, we use this notation. It is equal to a times c plus b times d. So first one times first one plus second one, second one. Example: if vector u is 1 comma 2 and vector v is 3 comma 4, find dot product of u and v. So the result will be 1 comma 2 times 3 comma 4 means 1 times 3, which is the first with first, plus 2 times 4, so second with second. So result is 3 plus 8, which will be 11. So there is something we call orthogonal vectors. Two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Orthogonal. What does it mean? If dot product of u and v vectors, if the dot product of u and v is 0, then they are orthogonal. Orthogonal means angle between them 90 degrees. So there is one question. I can write down one question. Let's say vector u is 1, 0 and vector v is 0, 1. Check these two vectors are orthogonal or not. Orthogonal or not. So if they are orthogonal, their dot product must be 0. Let us check. So dot product of u and dot product of v, which means 1, 0 times 0, 1. So this will be 1 times, this will be not vector notation, it is wrong. It will be just 1 times 0, first with first, plus second with second, 0 times 1, which will be 0 plus 0, which is 0. Bingo. So we will say that u and v are orthogonal vectors. It means that angle between them is 90 degrees. So let's talk about this. There is one rule. For example, if this is vector u and if this is vector v, vector u and vector v, and this is angle alpha, let's say, how can I find the angle alpha? So the rule is this: cosine of alpha is equal to dot product of u times dot product of v, length of u times length of v. So for the previous question, if we use this information, so let's say show that vector u, which is 1, 0, and vector v, which is 0, 1, are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular, which means orthogonal to each other. To do this, I can use this formula. So cosine of alpha is equal to dot product 1 times 0 plus 0 times 1 and square root of 1 squared plus 0 squared times square root of 0 squared plus 1 squared, which will be 0 plus 0 over root 1 times root 1, which will be 0 over 1, which is 0. So cosine of alpha is equal to 0 if and only if alpha is equal to arc cosine of 0. So we take this one and we put it here. And after using calculator, so we can use the calculator. Let me just show you here one calculator. Before using the calculator, it must be in the mode which is degree. So let me take a degree mode. Okay, and then second arc cosine, so cosine negative one there, of 0. When I say, so result comes out 90. So we will say that alpha is 90 degrees. So angle between two vectors 90 degrees means they are perpendicular. So they are perpendicular or they are orthogonal since angle between them, since alpha is 90 degrees. Okay, what can I say? Yeah, there is something here. When the vector u is equal to, let's say, 3, 4, how can I rewrite the given vector by using linear combination. Blah, blah, blah. So, very practical way. So, if you want to write the given vector u in terms of linear combination of the others, the thing is very simple. Take the first component, which is 3, say times I plus, take the second component, 4 times j. That's it. 3i plus 4j. For example, if vector v is, let's say, negative 3 comma 5, how can you express this vector by using a linear combination of the others? So this is equal to negative 3 times vector I plus 5 times vector j. That's it. Okay? I think that's clear. Now, let me talk about something else. What can I say? So, unit vector has the same direction we told, the magnitude we told, cosine rule we told, distance between two things we told. Okay, so distance between two points, let's say distance between 2 points in space, let's say in space. What does it mean? So if the point A 0, 1, 2 and point B is 4, 3, let's say 6, the question is find distance between A and B. So the solution is this. Distance between A and B is equal to square root of first one minus first one square plus second one minus second one square plus third one minus third one square. So this result is our result, which will be 16 and this. So it will be 32 plus 4 root 36, which will be 6. So 6 units. Distance between A and B is equal to 6 units. So dot product, cosine rule, and how to write the vector by using initial and terminal side. Yeah, there is something also important. Let me talk about just 1 minute. I can open one more page. Yeah, it's here. Maybe. Now I want to say something. For example, if this is your vector u, and which is, let's say, 10 centimeter, and angle between with the positive x-axis, let's say alpha. So the question is this. So this vector has 2 components, which is on the x-axis, which will be, we call this is ux, the component of u on the x-axis, on the horizontal, okay, component of the vector u. And similarly, we have the vertical component of u, we say uy. So how can I find this uy and ux? So it's so simple. So I can say that ux vector is equal to vector u times cosine of alpha, and vector uy, I mean the vertical, on the vertical axis or vertical component of the vector u is equal to u times sine of, let's say, alpha. Example, if vector u is, let's say, 2 comma 3 and direction of this vector u is, let's say, 30 degrees, find horizontal and vertical component of this vector. Component of vector u. The answer is so simple. The horizontal component ux is equal to vector u, which is 2, 3, times sine of, times cosine of 30 degrees. So which will be cosine 30? By using the calculator, you can say that root 3 over 2 times 2, 3. So it will be, when you distribute this one, it will be root 3, 3 root 3 over 2. And uy, which is the vertical component, 2, 3 times sine of 30. So sine of 30 is 1 over 2 times 2, 3. So it will be 2 over 3. Sorry, 1 over 2 times 2, 2 over 2, 1 over 2 times 3, 3 over 2, which means 2 over 2 will be 1, and this will be 3 over 2. Also, there could be something, question could be asked something like this. Find the magnitude of horizontal component of vector u. So what are you going to do? For example, when you find the horizontal component, which is root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, you will find its length, which is the first component square plus second component square. That's it. So this result will be magnitude of the horizontal component of u. What about for the vertical? Same thing. So it will be square root of 1 squared plus 3 over 2 squared. So if the question is this, you have a vector u, it is 10 centimeter, and it makes 30 degrees, okay, with the x-axis. The question is, find the magnitude of ux, which means that on the horizontal axis, the component of u, and find the uy. So what are you going to do? It's simple. So since the length of u is 10 centimeter given, so ux length will be 10 centimeter times cosine of 30 degrees. So 10 times cosine of 30, root 3 over 2, which is 5 root 3. And you can use calculator and you can get decimal numbers. And what about magnitude of the vertical component of u? So magnitude of the vector u times sine of 30, which is 10 times 1 over 2, which is 5. Okay, so if I illustrate this one, this is now 30 degrees, this is now 10 centimeter. So we have a x component here, or horizontal component of the vector. Its magnitude is, as we calculated, 5 root 3. And here we have a y component of this u, or vertical component, I mean. So its magnitude, is we just calculated, is 5 minutes. That's it. I think these are enough for today. All the best. Bye bye.